The Pemberton Valley, full of mountains and meadows, and there really isn't much wrong with this picture, unless you're an environmentalist and especially if you care about BC's declining grizzly bear population. In the Squamish-Lillooet area, which includes the Pemberton Valley, there were once more than 400 grizzlies. Today, there are just 59.
This particular group of bears in the upper Lillooet and the Ryan and whatnot is considered the nursery for a potential grizzly bear recovery plan that we're waiting and hoping for the provincial government to do. So they are absolutely essential to any hope of recovering bears in the areas to our south.
Mining and forestry projects have already encroached on grizzly bear habitat here, and now it's hydroelectric power's turn. You've probably never seen the Keyhole Falls because they're more than a day's hike to get to. But it is this powerful flow of glacier-fed water that a private company wants to harness in what it and the provincial government call a run-of-river project, but what environmentalists call a river diversion project.
For the very few people who will be able to see these falls personally, because they're very remote and difficult to access, they will hardly notice the difference between the situation before and after the construction of the project.
But those opposed to a $400 million project that's already been approved by the provincial government don't believe it. And recently the Squamish-Lillooet Regional District refused to grant the company permits to start construction. It is also concerned with preservation of grizzly bear habitat, especially in a region the provincial government has publicly stated is in need of grizzly bear repopulation.
It has a big impact on grizzly bears in this area. This is a vulnerable population of grizzly bears, and provincial government biologists actually recommended that this project not go ahead because of the impact on grizzly bears, and they were just completely ignored.
There are places where it does make sense to have a river diversion project, and that would be not in a fish-bearing stream and not in areas where you have species at risk, including threatened grizzly bear populations.
The people here in this office care for the environment. That's why they work for a renewable energy company. Issues as grizzly bears or potential effects on fish or other environmental effects we don't push them aside easily. We want to ensure that people are comfortable with our project, and we have commitments and obligations, and we will stick to that.
Both the company and environmentalists agree the grizzly bear's habitat will be most threatened during the 3 years it'll take to build the project. And even though the SLRD has refused to grant the company the temporary permits it needs to start construction, the province has the power to overrule the regional district. Ted Chernecki, Global News, near Pemberton.